door this morning, beneath a scarf I never wear, one little photograph, and suddenly you were there. Halfway tree, 19-something, rain still shining on the road. You had your hand inside my jacket, I had nowhere else to go. I remember the taxi calling, horn singing twice outside, mango skins beside the window, Sunday dinner waiting inside. You said, girl, don't make me wait, but you were smiling when you said it. I took my time with every button, just to hear you say it again. Your shirt smelled faintly of tobacco, rain and the cologne you wore. And when you kissed me by the doorway, I forgot what I was late for. We caught the bus by halfway tree, your shoulder resting close to mine. You drew a little heart on the glass and laughed when I called it a sign. Funny how a little paper can keep a whole day alive. I thought I left you in that picture, but you were waiting inside it. That photograph from halfway tree still knows the woman I used to be. You faded from the picture, but you never faded from me. That photograph from halfway tree, I still keep it where nobody sees. Some things don't ask to be remembered, they simply remember me. Years went by like market mornings, busy feet and open doors. I learned to make my own decisions, learned what leaving was really for. I heard you married in December, someone mentioned it at Mom's. I smiled and passed the rice around, then washed the same clean cup twice. Later rain came down on zinc roofs, hard enough to shake the room. I played that old record you gave me, let the needle find its groove. Your handwriting was still inside it, small and crooked, blue-black ink. Play this when you think you know me. I had to sit down and think, because I blamed you for the silence, you blamed me for being proud. But some goodbyes don't happen loudly, they disappear into the crowd. That photograph from halfway tree still knows the woman I used to be. You faded from the picture, but you never faded from me. That photograph from halfway tree, I still keep it where nobody sees. Some things don't ask to be remembered, they simply remember me. Then last Sunday after service, my sister brought some boxes down. Take these before I throw them out, she said, laughing through the house. I found your photograph beneath them, creased across your old brown eyes. For the first time I didn't hide it, didn't turn it face down inside. I carried it on to the veranda, where the afternoon was warm. Children chased a ball down the lane, church bells answered from afar. And I noticed something strange then, I wasn't waiting anymore. I wasn't wishing you were younger, or wishing I was 24. I could see the girl beside you, with her whole life still unknown. She thought love meant never losing, now she knows love can't let go. If I met you at halfway tree now, I don't know what I would say. Maybe we laugh about that taxi, maybe we talk about the rain. Maybe I tell you I was sorry for the words I never said. Maybe you tell me you were sorry for the nights you left left me guessing. But I wouldn't ask you to return, I wouldn't ask you to explain. Some people are a chapter, not the whole book you became. And that girl inside the photograph, I finally understand her. She wasn't foolish for believing, she was brave enough to love. That photograph from halfway tree still knows the woman I used to be. You faded from the picture, but you never faded from me. That photograph from halfway tree, I don't hide it anymore. Some things don't ask to be remembered, they remind you what you live for. That photograph from halfway tree, I can hold it without pain. You were part of who I became, and I don't need you back again. That photograph, I found it in a drawer this morning, beneath a scarf I never wear. One little photograph, and suddenly you were there. I put the photograph back gently, not beneath the scarf this time, right there beside the record player, where the morning catches light. And when the rain came softly on the zinc roof before dawn, I heard that old record turning, and for once I let the song play on. The rain had just stopped falling when the telephone rang. I was standing by the window with your old cup in my hand. I almost let it ring. Then I heard your voice say, "Are you still awake?" Water ran along the zinc roof, dripping slowly from the eaves. The whole lane smelled like wet earth, wet mango leaves, an evening breeze. I had been folding Sunday laundry, your old shirt tucked away. 7 years since I had touched it, 7 years since you walked away. You didn't say hello again, you just breathed into the phone. Then you asked me if the rain was falling hard where I was home. I looked outside at the street light, watching puddles catch the glow. "It's finished now," I told you. You said, "I know." Funny how your voice came softly, like it didn't leave at all. All those years between us vanished with one question on the call. She called after the rain, and I knew that voice again, somewhere between the silence and the water on the lane. She called after the rain, said my name like yesterday. I thought I had closed that door, then I heard her anyway. You told me you were in Kingston, sitting underneath the light. You had passed our old corner earlier that night. The little shop was still there, though the blue paint had gone. The bench where we used to wait was still leaning by the wall. You said you saw two young girls sharing one umbrella tight, and one of them was laughing the way I laughed that night. I smiled before I could stop it. You heard it through the phone. You still laugh like that, you whispered. I said, you still listen close. close. Then you asked about my mother, if she still made Sunday stew. I told you she was older now, and still asked once about you. There was silence after that, not the empty kind before, the kind two people carry when they know what came before. She called after the rain, and I knew that voice again, somewhere between the silence and the water on the lane. She called after the rain, said my name like yesterday. I thought I had closed that door, then I heard her anyway. Then you told me why you called me, not the reason I had feared. You found the letter I had written when your leaving wasn't clear. You said you kept it in a suitcase underneath a faded coat. You'd carried it through 3 different homes without ever reading a note. I didn't know what to tell you. My hands went cold around the cup. You said I read it last Sunday. I said, and what did it say? You laughed a little nervously. You said you'd wait for me. I looked at that old shirt hanging where I had left it years before. Then I finally told you I don't wait anymore. There was no anger in my answer that surprised me most of all. I had spent so many evenings thinking what I'd say if you called. But when your voice came through the darkness, I didn't need the speech I planned. I had built a life without you. I had learned to sleep alone. I had learned that missing someone doesn't mean they should come home. Then you said, I understand. And something in me softened, not enough to turn the years around, just enough to forgive them. She called after the rain, and I knew that voice again, somewhere between the silence and the water on the lane. She called after the rain, she called after my name like yesterday. Yes, I thought I had closed that door, but maybe closing isn't always the same as throwing love away. She called after the rain, and we talked until the dawn. No promises between us, no pretending nothing's gone. She called after the rain, and I heard myself say, if you ever come to Kingston, you can call me in the daytime. The rain came back before morning, soft against the zinc again. I put your old cup in the cupboard, turned the kitchen light off then. The telephone stayed silent, and somehow that was fine, because sometimes one old conversation doesn't bring somebody back. It simply gives the past a place to rest. She called after the rain, and I slept before the rain was gone. I never moved your chair, not after you left, not when the paint began to peel, not even when my sister said, girl, you can't keep living like this. But yesterday morning, I pulled it closer to mine. Sunday came in through the curtain, soft as somebody knocking twice. I was cutting bread beside the window, hearing church bells down the line. The kettle gave its little whistle, the radio played low. I poured 2 cups without thinking, then stopped before the second overflowed. Your chair was there beside mine, with sunlight falling through the slats. I ran my fingers down the armrest where you used to leave your hat. There was still a tiny mark beneath it from that night we moved the table. You said, "Leave it, darling, leave it. We'll fix it when we're able." Funny what a house remembers when the people disappear. I could hear you laugh in the kitchen like you had just been here. Your chair stayed by mine through every season, every rain. I stopped waiting by the doorway, but I never moved your place. Your chair stayed by mine like a promise without a name. And somewhere between goodbye and morning, I learned to sit with yesterday. The years didn't ask permission, they came and changed the street. Miss Claudette's old mango tree grew higher than the roof. The taxi stand got quieter, the corner shop changed hands. Children who once played beneath us now bring their own children home. I kept your number in a notebook, though I never made the call. Sometimes I'd open to your name, then close it after all. One December my cousin asked me, "Do you still think he'll return?" I laughed and stirred the Christmas sorrow, because some answers have to burn. That night the rain came heavy, drumming hard against the zinc. I sat alone beside your chair and finally let myself think. Your chair stayed by mine through every season, every rain. I stopped waiting by the doorway, but I never moved your place. Your chair stayed by mine like a promise without a name. And somewhere between goodbye and morning, I learned to sit with yesterday. Then one morning came a letter, no return address, no name. 3 pages folded carefully, your handwriting looked the same. You wrote about the road you traveled, the jobs you took, the towns you knew. You said you passed through Kingston once and thought about our kitchen too. You never asked me to forgive you, you never said you changed. You only wrote, "I hope you're happy, I hope the rain knows your name." I read it twice beside your chair, then once again at night. And for the first time in so many years, I didn't wonder why. I thought the chair was waiting for you, maybe it was waiting for me, for the woman who stopped her living just to keep one memory. I thought moving it meant losing you. Now I know that wasn't true. Love doesn't leave when furniture moves, it simply finds another room. So I stood there in the morning with the sunlight on the floor. I touched the back of your old chair and didn't need it anymore. Your chair stayed by mine through every season, every rain. I stopped waiting by the doorway, and I finally moved your place. Your chair stayed by mine until my heart could understand. Some people leave the room forever, but they don't leave empty hands. Your chair stayed by mine, and I thank it for the years. For every Sunday I remember poured one cup, then I smiled. Oh yeah, I heard you on the radio. I was folding Sunday clothes when your voice came through the static. I nearly dropped your old blue shirt, like my hands remembered before I did. The announcer said your name so gently, like it didn't know what it could do. And that old song started playing, and there I was again with you. It was just after 6 on Sunday, rain tapping soft against the zinc. Mama's pot was still on simmer, tea was cooling by the sink. I had the windows halfway open, smelled the wet earth from the lane. Children laughing by the corner, running barefoot through the rain. Then the radio changed its rhythm, that familiar voice came through. I stopped folding your old blue shirt when the announcer mentioned you. He said this next one goes to someone who may be listening tonight. I don't know why I held my breath before he said the name was mine. And suddenly that little kitchen was the room we used to share. Your laugh was somewhere in the hallway, though you hadn't been there for years. I heard you on the radio, and the whole room turned to you. One little song from long ago, and I remembered what we knew. I heard you on the radio, but you didn't hear me say I never stopped loving the woman you taught me how to be that day. I sat beside the old veranda, let the record play beneath the rain. There was a cup you used to reach for, still sitting in the same old place. I laughed at how I kept that nonsense, then wiped the water from my eyes. You used to say I saved old things, as if keeping meant they couldn't die. I remembered halfway tree mornings, your taxi waiting by the road. You tapped the steering wheel impatient, then smile when I took too long. You'd bring 2 patties from the corner, one for you and one for me. And we'd argue over nothing, like tomorrow was guaranteed. But somewhere between the market closing and the last bus heading home, we became 2 stubborn people, too proud to say we'd both been wrong. I heard you on the radio, and the whole room turned to you. One little song from long ago, and I remembered what we knew. I heard you on the radio, but you didn't hear me say I never stopped loving the woman you taught me how to be that day. The next morning I went downtown, bought bread and coffee from the stall. The woman there was talking loudly, telling everybody's business as usual. She asked me why I looked so happy. I told her nothing, I'm alright. But all day long your voice kept finding me between the traffic and the light. At always picked the sweetest ones, then handed me the bruised one too. You like them soft, you'd always tell me. Funny how I still remembered you. That evening I found your letter in the back of an old drawer. 3 pages written 20 years ago, but I had never read the 4th. You wrote, if you ever miss me, don't mistake it for a sign. Some love can leave your doorstep and still remain a part of your life. I sat there till the street went quiet, till the church bell marked the hour, and I finally understood what we were too young to know. Love wasn't always meant to stay. Sometimes it comes to teach you how to open your heart and how to let somebody go. You on the radio, and the whole room turned to you. One little song from long ago, and I remembered what we knew. I heard you on the radio, and somehow I could finally say thank you for the love we had. I don't need it back today. The next Sunday, rain came softly. I made tea and opened the door. The radio played another love song. I didn't wait to hear your name anymore. I let the breeze move through the curtains, let the old blue shirt stay folded, and somewhere down the road a taxi disappeared around the corner. I smiled and let it go. I still have that dress, not because I wear it. Some Sundays just refuse to leave you. It was yellow, soft cotton with little flowers at the hem. Mama said, don't sit outside, girl, you'll crease it before he comes. The kitchen smelled of rice and thyme, fried fish cooling by the fan. My little cousin chased the radio while church bells crossed the land. You said you'd meet me after service by the old shop near the road. I stood beneath the almond tree, watching every taxi slow. I checked the time on Mama's clock, then checked it once again. I told myself you had a reason before I let myself think then. And when the afternoon got quiet, I folded up my pride. But every time a taxi passed, I looked up from inside. You remember that Sunday, the dress I wore for you? I kept waiting by the doorway, but you never came through. You remember that Sunday, I thought my heart was through. Funny how a dress can hold a whole afternoon of you. By 4 o'clock the plates were empty. Auntie laughed out in the yard. Someone turned the record over, and the rain began to start. It came hard upon the zinc roof, washing dust across the lane. I stood there with that yellow dress on, listening for your name. Then your friend came up the veranda, breathing hard said, girl, don't wait for him tonight. He won't be coming again. I didn't ask him what had happened. I didn't make him stay. I just went inside the bedroom and took those little flowers away. I changed into my old house dress, hung yours behind the door. Then Mama knocked and asked me softly, baby, what you crying for? I said nothing. Mama knew. Some women learn to leave a thing before the thing can leave them. I was too young to know the difference, so I held it like a secret. You remember that Sunday, the dress I wore for you? I kept waiting by the doorway, but you never came through. You remember that Sunday? I thought my heart was through. Funny how a dress can hold a whole afternoon of you. Years later, clearing out the cupboard, I found it underneath the sheets. The yellow had gone softer, but the flowers looked the same to me. I held it up against my body, and I laughed at what I saw. That dress that once felt beautiful, now it barely reached my knees at all. I thought I'd feel the old anger, thought I'd hear that rainy roof. Instead I remembered your friend's face and the way he couldn't tell the truth. Maybe you were scared that Sunday, maybe I was scared as well. Maybe two proud young people let one silence ring too long. I sat there on the bedroom floor with sunlight on the thread, and finally understood something I couldn't understand back then. You didn't ruin my Sunday, you just changed where it led. Because that evening after Mama's supper, I walked down to the sea. No yellow dress, no waiting taxi, just the night air carrying me. I heard somebody laughing from a veranda down the road. I smelled the salt and kerosene, felt the warm breeze on my shoulder, and somewhere between the church bells and the waves against the stone, I realized I'd spent so many years thinking you were the one I lost, but I was the one who found me. You remember that Sunday, the dress I wore for you? I kept waiting by the doorway, but you never came through. You remember that Sunday? I thought my heart was through. Funny how a dress can hold a whole afternoon of you. You remember that Sunday? I don't wait there anymore. I can hear the rain come down, I still leave open every door. You remember that Sunday? That girl was loving the truth. I don't blame her for the waiting. She was only waiting for you. But the woman wearing that dress now knows what she didn't know then. Sometimes what doesn't happen is what brings you home again. I still have that dress, yellow cotton, little flowers at the hem. It's folded in the cedar cupboard where the Sunday light comes in. And every now and then I take it out and hold it close, not for the man who never came, but for the girl who learned she didn't have to wait. I was late that morning, my shoes still wet from rain. One taxi pulled away, then another came. You were standing by the corner, holding 2 paper bags, and you looked at me like somehow you already knew my name. 8:30, the market opening, vendors calling through the street. Fried dumplings in the morning air, wet pavement underneath my feet. I had my mother's blue umbrella, one loose button on my dress. I was thinking about the rent, the children, nothing less. Then you stepped aside to let me pass. Your shoulder brushed my sleeve. You said, "Miss, you dropped your handkerchief." I said, "That's not mine." You smiled, "You sure?" I looked down, it was mine. You could have handed it and walked away, but you stood there in the rain. And somehow that little moment made the whole morning change. We met where the taxis waited, where the morning carried everybody away. I was only trying to get home, you were only trying to catch a ride that day. We met where the taxis waited, and I still remember what you said. "Don't let this one leave without you." I thought you meant the taxi then. You got in beside me laughing, said the driver knew your street. I moved my bag across my knees and made a little room for you to breathe. You smelled like rain and aftershave. Your shirt was folded at the sleeve. You had a newspaper in your pocket, but you never read a thing. We passed the bakery on Constant Spring, then slowed beside the square. You asked if I believed in chance. I said, "Chance doesn't wait for me." You laughed and looked outside, but your hand was close to mine. At the next red light our fingers touched, neither one moved away. The driver turned the radio up, some old love song filled the car. You wrote your number on a receipt and folded it into my palm. We met where the taxis waited, where the morning carried everybody away. I was only trying to get home, you were only trying to catch a ride that day. We met where the taxis waited, and I still remember what you said. "Don't let this one leave without you." I thought you meant the taxi then. 3 months later came the trouble, the kind nobody plans. Your work took you down to Montego, mine kept me where my mother was. We tried calling every evening, but the signal came and went. Sometimes you heard my whole sentence, sometimes only half of it. Then one Friday you stopped calling, Saturday came and went. Sunday found me by the window with your last message still unsent. I didn't chase you down with questions, pride can make a woman still. So I folded up that taxi receipt and put it in the Bible. Years went by, I married nobody. You became one of those names I never said out loud. Then yesterday, by halfway tree, I heard somebody call my name. I turned around beneath the rain, and there you stood again, older now, silver at your temples, same quiet way of smiling, like you had kept a secret. You said I looked for you, I said you should have called. You lowered your eyes, I did, and suddenly I remembered how the signal used to fade. We met where the taxis waited, where the morning carried everybody away. I was only trying to get home, you were only trying to catch a ride that day. Old and out, silver at your temples, same quiet way of smiling like you had kept a secret. You said I looked for you, I said you should have called. You lowered your eyes, I did, and suddenly I remembered how the signal used to fade. Oh, we met where the taxis waited, where the morning carried everybody away. I was only trying to get home, you were only trying to catch a ride that day. We met where the taxis waited, and somehow life brought you back again. You said don't let this one leave without you. This time I knew what you meant. Oh, we met where the taxis waited, and I don't need to ask you why. Some roads take the long way around, but some people still arrive. We met where the taxis waited, in the rain on an ordinary day. I thought I was waiting for a taxi, but you were the one on your way. This morning I passed that corner, same rain, same traffic, different woman. And when the taxi pulled beside me, I smiled before I climbed inside, because some journeys don't begin when you leave, they begin when somebody makes you stay. I hadn't thought about that house in almost 7 years. Then I saw her mother's face across the market this morning. She called my name like no time had passed. I was buying 2 ripe mangoes near the corner by the stall, with the morning sun on awnings and the vendors calling out. Then a voice behind my shoulder said, "Girl, is that really you?" I turned around and there she stood, wearing the same blue shoes. She held my hand between both hers, looked straight into my eyes. "Child, you haven't changed one bit." I laughed because that was a lie. She asked me if I still take my tea with 1 spoon of sugar, no more. I said, "You remember everything?" She said, "I remember what matters." Then she asked about her son, like asking about the weather. And I had to find a gentle way to say we don't belong together. Her mother still remembers me like I never left that family. She says my name so naturally, like you might still come home to me. Her mother still remembers me, and somehow that means more than you know. Some people leave your life completely, but their mothers don't let you go. She invited me for Sunday dinner, said she still makes the rice I liked. I almost said I shouldn't come, but she had already named the time. So Sunday found me at her veranda, with the old fan turning slow, church bells fading down the hillside, neighbor children running below. She brought out the good china, the one she saved for company. Then she pointed to the empty chair and said, "He used to sit right there." I smiled and looked toward the garden, where the hibiscus leaned against the wall. There were little things around the she stopped herself mid-sentence, when she saw my face change. I wasn't angry at her question, I wasn't angry at his name. Funny how a house can hold a love long after two people change. Her mother still remembers me like I never left that family. She says my name so naturally, like you might still come home to me. Her mother still remembers me, and somehow that means more than you know. Some people leave your life completely, but their mothers don't let you go. After dinner, rain came softly on the zinc roof overhead. She wrapped some food in foil and pushed it toward my hands. Take this for tomorrow morning, you always forget to eat. I laughed the way I used to when you were standing next to me. Then she opened an old cupboard, looking for a clean dish towel. A photograph slipped from a book and landed face up on the floor. There we were beneath the mango tree, young enough to think we'd stay. Your arm around my shoulder, my head turned halfway away. She picked it up so carefully, then placed it in my hand. You were good for him, she whispered. I couldn't answer that, not then. Because the truth is, I love that house. I love the Sunday plates, the way she called me daughter, the way your little cousins would run outside to meet me. But I loved you too young. I thought staying meant forever. I thought leaving meant we failed. Now I know two people can love each other and still take different roads home. And maybe that's why she remembers me. Not because she expects you back, not because she wants us together. Maybe she just remembers who I was when I stood beside you. Her mother still remembers me like I never left that family. She says my name so naturally, and I don't have to look away. Her mother still remembers me, but I don't need you to return. Some people leave your life completely, while the good parts still remain. Her mother still remembers me, and now I understand why. She wasn't keeping me inside the past, she was keeping one good thing alive. At the gate she hugged me tightly, then whispered, "Come again." I promised I would visit, not for him, for her. And walking home beneath the rain, I heard her voice behind me, "Girl, don't stay away so long." I turned around smiling. Some doors close quietly, some homes still remember your name. You left before the market closed, before the vendors packed away. I still had something on my lips. I couldn't find the words to say. Morning came in bright and early, ginger coffee, frying fish. Miss Claudette was calling prices, children running through the mist. You were standing by the fruit stall, holding 2 ripe mangoes in your hand. You said, "Come girl, we should be going." But I said, "Wait, I have a plan." You laughed and shook your head at me, said you always take your time. I watched the sunlight catch your shoulder, then I reached to hold your hand. But somebody called your name behind you, and you turned before I spoke. I saw that little taxi waiting near the corner by the road. I thought you'd wait another minute, I thought you'd hear me call. But by the time I reached the roadside, you were already gone. You left before the market closed, before I told you what I know. I had your name inside my mouth, but I couldn't let it go. You left before the market closed, and I watched your taxi disappear. Some goodbyes don't make a sound, they just leave you standing there. I walked back past the pepper baskets, past the woman selling bread. Somebody asked me if I needed all the things I never said. I bought the mangoes you had chosen, though I couldn't eat a bite. Carried them home beneath my arm while the afternoon turned white. Mom was sitting on the veranda, shelling peas into a bowl. She looked once at my empty hands and somehow seemed to know. "Don't wear your shoes inside," she said, "the rain is coming soon." I nearly told her everything, instead I changed the room. That evening rain hit the zinc roof hard enough to shake the glass. I kept hearing your last question, "Girl, are we really doing this?" You left before the market closed, before I told you what I know. I had your name inside my mouth, but I couldn't let it go. You left before the market closed, and I watched your taxi disappear. Some goodbyes don't make a sound, they just leave you standing there. 3 days later, by the seaside, I found the courage in the breeze. Your old record turned beside me, needle whispering through the keys. I finally said it to the room then, the sentence I had swallowed whole. I was scared you might leave me, and I laughed because you had. Not because you didn't love me, not because I didn't love you. We had both been waiting for the other to say what pride wouldn't let us do. You thought I wanted more from life, I thought you wanted less of me. 2 frightened people holding hands and calling silence honesty. If I'd said it at the market, would you have stayed another day? If I'd stopped that taxi sooner, would we have found another way? I used to ask those questions every time the rain came down. Now I know some roads divide us before we know we're turning round. And maybe you were meant to leave before the stalls were closing down. Maybe I was meant to learn that love can hurt without being wrong. You left before the market closed, before I told you what I know. I had your name inside my mouth, but now I finally let it go. You left before the market closed, and I watched your taxi disappear. Some goodbyes don't make a sound, they change the woman standing there. You left before the market closed, but something stayed behind. The girl who waited for your answer and finally I don't wait beside that door. The market closes every evening. The vendors fold their tables down. The last taxi leaves the corner, and the noise gives way to town. Sometimes I pass that fruit stall when the morning starts to glow. I still remember what I wanted to say, but I don't need you to know. You left before the market closed, and I finally closed the door. I nearly threw it out last Sunday, that old record you gave me. Funny thing is, I still know where the needle drops. It was sitting in the bottom drawer, under letters from before, beside the dress I wore that evening when you walked me to the door. The sleeve had faded at the corners, your handwriting still in blue. 3 words beneath the record title: play this when you miss me. I laughed when I read it, then I didn't laugh again. Outside rain was tapping zinc, and church bells marked the end. I put the record on the turntable, wiped the dust away. That first little crackle filled the room and took me somewhere yesterday. I thought I knew that song by heart, but time had changed my ears. There was something in the spaces I couldn't hear back then. The record you gave me still turns when I don't. You left me with a song, and I kept the words you wrote. The record you gave me, I played it through tonight. I thought I was holding on to you. I was holding on to that night. I remembered that old Sunday, market closing down the road. You came by with 2 sweet oranges and that shirt I always stole. You sat beside me on the veranda, your knee touching mine. The radio was playing softly, but we didn't need the sound. You said one day we'll laugh about the things that make us cry. I told you not to talk like that. You looked away and smiled. Then your taxi came too early, headlights cutting through the rain. You stood there with your hands in pockets, like you wanted me to say something, anything. But pride can sit between 2 people, like an extra chair. And when you finally drove away, I watched until you disappeared. I never asked what made you leave. You never asked me to stay. 2 stubborn hearts knew how to hurt without knowing what to say. The record you gave me still turns when I don't. You left me with a song, and I kept the words you wrote. The record you gave me, I played it through tonight. I thought I was holding on to you. I was holding on to that night. Years passed quietly after that. I learned to sleep alone, learned which cup was yours by habit, and stopped leaving one at home. My sister married in October, Mom kept asking when was mine. I smiled through all the family pictures, stood beside the wedding cake, and somewhere between the laughter and the plates being cleared, I heard somebody playing that record from a little room upstairs. I froze beside the kitchen doorway, not because I wanted you, because I remembered me. That girl who waited by the window, who thought silence meant goodbye, who never told you she was frightened that love could pass her by. I wish I'd known her better. I wish I'd been less proud. Maybe you were frightened too. Maybe that's what we were both too young to say out loud. So I played the record one more time before I put it away. And there between the needle scratches, I heard what I couldn't hear that day. You weren't promising forever, you were asking me to listen, and I was so busy fearing losing you, I never heard you asking me to stay. Now I don't need your footsteps coming back along the lane. I don't need another Sunday to undo another Sunday. I can love what happened without living there again. The record you gave me still turns when I don't. You left me with a song, and I kept the words you wrote. The record you gave me, I played it through tonight. I thought I was holding on to you. I was holding on to that night. The record you gave me doesn't hurt me anymore. I can hear the girl I was and love her even more. The record you gave me, I finally understand. Some songs don't bring somebody back, they bring you back to who you were. The record is still turning, rain has stopped outside. Your handwriting is still fading, but I don't turn it face down now. I let the needle find the ending, and when the last note disappears, I lift the arm and leave the room quiet. Yeah. The lights were almost gone, the chairs were stacked away. The old record kept on turning, and you looked at me that way. Outside, the taxis hurried home, rain whispered down the lane. Inside that little corner room, nothing would be the same. Miss Gloria counted empty bottles, calling, lock the front before you leave. I folded up my little apron, shook the flour from my sleeve. You waited where the doorway opened, hands tucked deep inside your coat. The smell of rain on zinc roofs drifted while somebody hummed an old love note. You smiled and said, one dance before you go. I laughed and answered, you always ask too slow. Then the music found a softer rhythm, the kind my mother used to know. Without another word between us, my feet forgot they had to go. stage, just your heartbeat finding mine. Nobody saw us dancing, but the old song knew our names. The room grew small around us, while the whole world stayed the same. Nobody saw us dancing, still I remember every turn. Some moments never ask permission, they simply live and burn. The baker closed across the roadway, church bells drifted through the air. Somebody laughed beyond the window, but we hardly noticed they were there. You brushed the flower from my shoulder, said you work too hard these days. I told you life keeps asking. You said, so does love. I looked away. A record skipped for just a second. We both smiled before it played. Funny how the smallest silence held the bravest thing you never said. Your hand stayed close, not holding mine, just close enough to change the night. Nobody saw us dancing, but the old song knew our names. The room grew small around us, while the whole world stayed the same. Nobody saw us dancing, still I remember every turn. Some moments never ask permission, they simply live and burn. 3 weeks later, market morning, someone said you'd moved away. No long goodbye, no final letter, only quiet where you'd stay. I walked past that little cafe, ordered tea I couldn't drink. The chair across remained untouched, while I pretended not to think. Back at home I found one record, leaning where you left it once. Your fingerprint was still upon it, hidden in the afternoon sun. For the first time I let it play, from beginning to the end. Not because I hoped you'd come back, because I finally understood what we had been. Love isn't always the house you live inside. Sometimes it's the room where somebody once held you carefully, then walked away without breaking what was beautiful. You gave me one evening, and somehow it still reaches me. Nobody saw us dancing, yet that moment never died. Every time that record's spinning, you're still standing by my side. Nobody saw us dancing, but I don't hide that memory now. Some love stayed forever secret, and somehow they still teach your heart how. Nobody saw us dancing, still I thank God we did. Sometimes after Sunday dinner, when the dishes all are dry, I play that same old record, open every window wide. The sea breeze finds the curtains, but I don't hide that memory now. Some love stay forever secret, and somehow they still teach your heart how. Nobody saw us dancing, still I thank God we did. Sometimes after Sunday dinner, when the dishes all are dry, I play that same old record, open every window wonder why. Outside the taxis hurried home, rain whispered down the lane. Inside that little corner room, nothing would be the same. Miss Gloria counted empty bottles, calling, "Lock the front before you leave." I folded up my little apron, shook the flour from my sleeve. You waited where the doorway opened, hands tucked deep inside your coat. The smell of rain on zinc roofs drifted while somebody hummed an old love note. Miss Gloria counted empty bottles, calling, "Lock the front before you leave." I folded up my little apron, shook the flour from my sleeve. You waited where the doorway opened, hands tucked deep inside. The kettle never whistled. I forgot to light the stove. The rain found the zinc roof first, before I found my thoughts. By morning, something had changed. You left before the thunder, didn't even close the gate. Your footsteps hurried through the puddles, mine stayed frozen where they'd fade. Your cup was on the table, tea gone cold beside the chair. The little crack along the handle caught the morning light in there. Mrs. Brown next door was humming while she watered all her flowers. Life kept moving down the lane, but not inside these hours. I folded up your old blue shirt, then unfolded it again. Some nights are longer than the clock, they're measured by the pain. I rehearsed 100 speeches, everyone began with blame, but the silence in that little room kept forgetting who to name. I forgave you by morning, before the church bells rang. The night held all my anger, the sunrise let it in. I forgave you by morning, though you never heard me say, some hearts heal in quiet before the light of day. The old record kept on turning, though the music reached its end. Only the needle whispered where your voice had always been. I opened every window, let the sea breeze cross the floor. Even the curtains breathed again, like they knew what air was for. Your letter stayed unopened inside my kitchen drawer, not because I feared the words, I didn't need them anymore. Then I caught myself still setting 2 small plates upon the cloth. I smiled and quietly put one back. Funny how forgiveness doesn't always knock. Sometimes it slips inside your heart before you hear the lock. I forgave you by morning, before the church bells rang. The night held all my anger, the sunrise let it end. I forgave you by morning, though you never heard me say, some hearts heal in quiet before the light of day. Sunday found me at the market, buying mango just smiled and said, he's gone. No bitterness behind it, no trembling in my hands, only something soft and settled I could finally understand. Love is not a promise that nobody ever leaves. Sometimes love is learning what you're willing still to keep. I kept the laughter, kept the music, kept the woman I became, left the sorrow where the night rain washed it gently down the lane. If you ever think about me, don't remember angry words. Remember how we danced while supper burned. Remember the bus rides, the Sunday hymns, the little seaside cafe, your hand reaching first, because I have carried enough heavy things. I won't carry this anymore. I forgave you by morning, before the first bird sang. The night gave back my heartbeat, the sunrise called my name. I forgave you by morning, and somehow I was free. The hardest gift I ever gave was the one I gave to me. I forgave you by morning, and that was enough. The kettle finally whistled, the tea was warm again. Outside, children laughed as the first taxi passed. The rain had gone. I opened the front door and let the morning in. The sea was quieter tonight. Even the waves seemed to whisper. I waited until the last footprints faded. Then I walked where we used to be. The vendors folded up their tables, stacked the chairs and waved goodbye. A little girl chased one last seashell before her father called her inside. The smell of salt stayed on the evening, mixed with charcoal in the air. A paper cup rolled past my sandals, and nobody noticed I was there. I found our place beside the old pier, where driftwood gathered with the tide. The moon was climbing over Kingston, painting silver on the waterline. I touched the railing without thinking, like your hand was resting there. Funny how a piece of weather can still remember where we cared. When the noise has gone, the heart speaks low. That's when old love finds somewhere to grow. The beach after everybody left still keeps a little room for us. The tide erased our footprints, but it couldn't wash away our trust. The beach after everybody left knows every promise that we made. fishing boat was rocking gently, its lantern dancing with the sea. An old man hummed a gospel chorus while untangling yesterday's nets quietly. I smiled because you used to tell me, listen close when the harbor sings. You said the sea never forgets the names of ordinary things. I bought 2 coconut drops by habit, then laughed before I reached the bench. The woman serving knew my face. She looked around. "He not coming tonight." I only thanked her for the sweetness, wrapped the paper in my hand. Some answers never need explaining when silence understands. The breeze still knows the words we said. Some echoes live where voices end. The beach after everybody left still keeps a little room for us. The tide erased our footprints, but it couldn't wash away our trust. The beach after everybody left knows every promise that we made. Some love belongs to daylight, ours waited after everybody walked away. Then I noticed something different. I wasn't counting passing headlights, I wasn't searching every shoreline, hoping one belonged to you. The sea was simply being the sea, the breeze was simply passing through, and somehow that was enough. I took your old letter from my handbag, read the corners more than the words. The paper had grown soft with years, but my hands no longer shook. I folded it with quiet kindness, not because I'd stopped believing, because I finally understood that loving someone well doesn't always mean waiting forever. If you came walking down this shoreline, I would still know your footsteps. I'd still smile, I'd still ask if you've been eating well. But I would not ask why you stayed away. Some questions belong to younger hearts. Mine has learned that peace can sound exactly like the sea after everyone has gone home. The beach after everybody left still keeps a little room for us, not for yesterday to return, but to thank it for becoming love. The beach after everybody left gave my lonely heart a place to breathe. I didn't lose what we once carried, I carried it until it set me free. The beach after everybody left still feels like home to me. The moon climbed higher, the last cafe turned out its lights. Somewhere behind me, someone locked the gate. Ahead, the waves kept arriving without asking permission. I slipped my sandals into my hand, walked slowly toward the road, and for the first time I left the beach before the memory did. The kettle had just started singing, rain was tapping on the zinc. I wasn't waiting on nobody. Then I heard your footsteps at the gate. You came home without warning, and so did every memory. The mango tree had grown much taller, its branches leaning past the wall. Miss Ivy waved across her veranda, said, "Morning, girl," like nothing changed at all. I was folding Sunday's washing, your old blue mug still held my pins. Funny how a thing can stay around long after people reach their end. Then I heard the latch move slowly, not the postman, not next door. I knew that sound before I saw you. I had loved that sound before. You stood there with one travel bag, rainwater shining on your sleeve. You didn't ask if I remembered. You looked at me like you never really left. You came home without warning, like rain before July. I had learned to live without you, still you found me by surprise. You came home without warning, and my heart forgot the years. Some doors never truly close, they only wait for someone brave enough to turn the key. You smiled at Mama from the doorway. She smiled back and shook her head. Boy, she laughed, you still look hungry. Then she baked an extra bread. We sat beneath the old veranda, 2 cups of tea between our hands. The neighbors talked beyond the hedges, like ordinary afternoons. You asked about my little brother, I asked if Kingston treated you kind. You answered every question gently, except the one inside my mind. You reached across to move a raindrop, resting softly on my hand. No apology was spoken, some things don't need explaining. You came home without warning, like rain before July. I had learned to live without you, still you found me by surprise. You came home without warning, and my heart forgot the years. Some doors never truly close, they only wait for someone brave enough to turn the key. After supper you found the record we used to play on Friday nights. The cover showed its little scratches, but the song still sounded right. You held your hand out without speaking. I laughed and said, "We're older now." You answered, "So is the music. Dance with me somehow." The room was small, the lights were quiet, the rain had finally gone away, and every step we couldn't take then found us in that room that day. For years I believed you were the missing part of me, but time is gentle hands, it stitched my heart together. While I wasn't looking, so when you walked back through my gate, you didn't rescue me, you simply found the woman who had already learned how to stand. And because of that, I could choose you freely, not from loneliness kitchen. Your old blue mug was holding tea again. Not pens outside. The mango leaves move slowly after the rain. And for the first time in many years, when I heard footsteps at the gate, I smiled before I looked. The gate still leans the way it always did. Bougainvillea climbing higher, morning washing over the hill. I stood there longer than I meant to, because some roads remember your footsteps before the people do. The neighbor waved from her veranda, called my name without surprise. She said, your light was never taken down, then smiled with knowing eyes. The breadman passed with quiet music. Children laughed along the lane. Rain had dried upon the zinc roof, leaving little silver stains. I carried one old traveling case, its handle worn against my hand. Every mile I'd walked before felt smaller, unfamiliar land. The sea breeze crossed my shoulders gently, bringing salt and guava leaves. Home still knew exactly how to breathe around me. I thought I'd left forever, but forever lost its way. And every road I borrowed slowly led me back today. She knew I would return before I knew it too. She kept a little space for me and never closed the door. She knew I would return through every changing season. Love waited without asking why, and that became my reason. Inside, the curtains looked familiar, sunlight resting on the floor. The little clock above the cupboard still ran 5 minutes slow. My favorite cup was on the shelf, a tiny crack along the side. She never threw it out, though years had passed us by. An old record sat beside the player, dust had settled on its sleeve. She laughed and said I couldn't play it without expecting you to sing. We both smiled before the silence. Some silences are kind. Not every missing year needs words to make it right. She never asked who broke my heart. She simply poured the tea, like she'd been saving one more chair beside herself for me. She knew I would return before I knew it too. She kept a little space for me and never closed the door. She knew I would return through every changing season. Love waited without asking why, and that became my reason. That evening after supper, church bells drifted through the breeze. Somebody down the roadway was humming softly with the keys. We walked onto the old veranda, it all. The moon climbed over breadfruit branches, placing shadows on the wall. She reached across and touched my fingers just the way she used to do. No promises, no speeches, just a quiet, "I've missed you." I finally understood then, love isn't always loud. Sometimes it waits with patient hands, where hope is still allowed. All those places I kept running to gave me stories, but not peace. Every goodbye I carried only taught my heart what home could be. I wasn't coming back because I had nowhere else. I was coming back because somewhere between all my leaving, someone never stopped believing, and she never asked me to earn my place again. She simply made room for the woman I'd become. She knew I would return before I knew it too. She kept a little space for me, and never closed the door. She knew I would return through every change in the season. Love awaited without asking why, and now I know the reason. She knew I would return, even when I lost my way. She held tomorrow in her heart until I found today. She knew I would return, and because she believed, I finally did. The old record started turning, steam rose gently from 2 cups of tea. Outside, the lane grew quiet. Inside, she reached for my hand, as though I'd only been gone since yesterday.